Today we continue in a series of lessons that Brad learned while hiking on El Camino de Santiago across northern Spain. Today our scripture lesson is taken from the 24th chapter of the Gospel of St. Luke, verses 13 through 35. Luke 24, 13 through 35. I will be reading from the Common English Bible translation of God's holy word, and I invite you all to listen to the word of God. On that same day, two disciples were traveling to a village called Emmaus, about 7 miles from Jerusalem. They were talking to each other about everything that had happened, and while they were discussing these things, Jesus himself arrived and joined them on their journey. They were prevented from recognizing him, and he said to them, "What are you talking about as you walk along?" And they stopped, their faces downcast. And the one named Cleopas replied, "Are you the only visitor to Jerusalem who is unaware of the things that have taken place there over the last few days?" And he said to them, "What things?" They said to him, "The things about Jesus of Nazareth. Because of his powerful deeds and words, he was recognized by God and all the people as a prophet. But our chief priests and our leaders handed him over to be sentenced to death, and they crucified him. We had hoped he was the one who would redeem Israel. All these things happened 3 days ago, but there's more. Some women from our group have left us stunned. They went to the tomb early this morning and didn't find his body. And they came to us saying that they had seen a vision of angels who told them he is alive. And some of those who were with us went to the tomb and found things just as the women had said. And they didn't see him." And then Jesus said to them, "You foolish people, your dull minds keep you from believing all that the prophets talked about. Wasn't it necessary for the Christ to suffer these things and then enter into his glory?" And then he interpreted for them the things written about himself in all the scriptures, starting with Moses and going through all the prophets. And when they came to Emmaus, he acted as if he was going on ahead. But they urged him, saying, "Stay with us. It's nearly evening, and the day is almost over." So he went to stay with them. After he took his seat at the table with them, he took bread and blessed and broke it and gave it to them. And their eyes were opened, and they recognized him. But he disappeared from their sight. And they said to each other, "Weren't our hearts on fire when he spoke to us along the road and when he explained the scriptures to us?" They got up right then and returned to Jerusalem. They found the 11 and their companions gathered together. They were saying to each other, "The Lord really has risen. He appeared to Simon." And then the two disciples described what had happened along the road and how Jesus was made known to them as he broke bread. This is the word of God for the people of God.
Thanks be to God.
Let's pray. Holy God, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of all of our hearts be holy and acceptable to you. For you are our rock and our redeemer. So every week I ask you the same question, which is, where do we see God? As we were traveling on a pilgrimage that was 1,000 years old and had been traveled by millions and millions of other Christians, it was pretty easy to see God. I'll give you that. It was pretty easy. And Shane, I think I got some slides here that you might want to share with us. This is some of the scenery. We would see these little church buildings everywhere. 400 years old was a young church building. I mean, they were amazing. We would see all the intricate carvings and the sculpture that these people had given their life savings just to honor God. We would hike through these amazing mountain vistas that had more flowers than a Texas bluebonnet field in the springtime. It was stunning. Everywhere we looked, we saw such an amazing sight. I forget how cold water can be, it seems, until you splash around in the mountain stream, and the water, it looks just like you just drink it right out of there. We didn't do that. divine structure have been clearly seen because they are understood through the things that God made. But for a lot of the pilgrims that go on this pathway, they're Roman Catholic. Of course, we were 15 of us. We were all Armenian, Wesleyan, United Methodists, except for church. And we had 2 Episcopalians and a Church of God. But see, we weren't really there to go to the cathedral. I think I got a picture of the cathedral that exchange built. For a lot of folks, this is it. This is the high point of their entire pilgrimage. They'll hike in the Middle Ages. People would hike at least 500 miles from all over Europe. That's 1,000 miles if you go 500 miles one way and then they turn around and go back. They didn't get to take the airplane home. We got to take the airplane home. They would do this, and this would be the pinnacle of I guess that's going on. But when we get to the cathedral, that was it. That was the high point. And so we thought, well, we'll go do that. And then we went to the pilgrimage office, and then we did some other things. We had to get our picture made out here, because that's what you do when you go to Santiago, right? You go get your picture made. And so we did all that, did the selfie, did obligatory selfie. And for a lot of people, this was a huge part of it. For us, well, it marked the close of one phase of our journey. But realistically, we knew leaving that for us, the journey was the high point. We were looking for the trip, not the destination, to be there. And we knew that when we went, we were probably going to go visit a cathedral and a burial site of someone that's name isn't even on here, because really, I don't believe those are the bones of St. James. I mean, if you follow what we know about St. James, I mean, we know some amazing. This guy was one of the 12 hand-selected apostles of Jesus Christ. He was one of the 3 that comprised an inner circle. There was his brother John and James and Peter, and they saw things that no one else was able to see. We know that his brother John was the last apostle to die. We know that other than Judas, James was the first. He was the first to give his life for his faith. We find this over in the Acts of the Apostles. In Acts chapter 12. About that time, King Herod began to harass some who belonged to the church. He had James, John's brother, killed with a sword. And when he saw that this pleased the Jews, he arrested Peter as well. And this happened during the festival of unleavened bread. So we know that James was killed for his faith. All the rest is legend. We don't know. Now, the legend of Santiago is that before he was killed, James went all the way to Spain to share the good news of the grace and forgiveness found in Jesus Christ. And that the Spanish flocked to him and loved him and turned their lives over to Christ. And then when James went back to Jerusalem and Herod had him killed, that faithful Spanish disciples went and retrieved the body. Maybe, maybe not. Didn't matter to me. That's not why I went to Spain. That's not why we traveled here. But for a lot of people, it clearly is. And I'm sorry, back up a little bit if you can, Shane.
Yes.
Keep going. There. Well, down. This is the coffin that's supposed to hold the bones of St. James. And so you figure you go to Santiago, sure, we'll go do that. So to get there, you kind of wind down this little staircase and you go under. It would basically be under the back part of the chancel area back over here, and there's stairs that go down the side. And we go down there, and you can see they got all barred off. And this is a very holy site for people. And we went, and it's like, no, and then we thought, well, we should do all the touristy things that you do while you're here. And go to the next slide, please, Shane. This one is the chancel area. So they get a little elaborate in some of these cathedrals. The stuff that looks like the old is. Okay? This is an ornate and elaborate. And in the middle, you might be able to see, there's a statue. I have a better picture on the next one. And this is a statue of what someone thought St. James looked like. He looks pretty Spanish to me. I don't know. might have been the Messiah, but now we've figured out he's not. Because 3 days ago he was killed, and Messiahs don't die. We got that figured out too. And oh, by the way, it was the chief priests and our leaders. It was their fault. We figured that out also. So they were the ones that were to blame. And yeah, all this stuff has happened, and the body's gone, and we hadn't figured that out. But I mean, no, it's just a mess. Except for one thing, they were wrong about everything they had figured out. You see, sometimes when we have all the answers, we have the wrong questions. And we need to just focus on asking better questions and looking deeper. Because God, in the form of Jesus Christ, was right there with them. They didn't have a clue. They didn't have any idea whatsoever that that's who was walking with them. And I think it's probably a good thing, because they spent the entire journey listening to what he was saying. He says, "You think you got this figured out? Let me tell you what's said about the Messiah." And he talks about all the prophets through the years. And then, as their day were drawn to an end, as he sat down, and as they shared broken bread, as we'll do in just a few moments, they, like us and like so many others, encountered the risen Christ. You see, God doesn't show up on our schedule. God doesn't show up where we want him to. We don't put on God's calendar, hey, next Thursday at 4 o'clock is good for me. God shows up at inconvenient times. God shows up when we're not looking. God shows up and gets in our business and changes everything. And it's always better. So I think it might be best that Cleopas and his companion didn't know that that was Jesus. Because I could just see them asking a million questions. And Jesus would just say, if you just touch me, and I tell you. Isn't that us? We like to have our own agenda. We like to have things figured out. We like to have things the way we want things. Show up anywhere on a pathway from Jerusalem leading to a small village called Emmaus. God can even show up when you decide to hug the statue because everyone else is doing it. Where do we think we'll see God this week? Where do you think we'll see God? Maybe that's not the right question. Maybe the right question is, where are you just certain that you won't see God? Where is it? No, I won't see God there. Because oftentimes that's where God likes to show up and shake our world and remind us that he's still on the throne and we're not. Where will you see God this week? My prayer is that God will open our hearts, open our minds, and open our eyes so we can truly see him. Would you pray? Loving God, we thank you for all the times you have revealed yourself to us. We thank you for the Holy Scriptures. We thank you for seeing you in the lives of others. Thank you for seeing you and for your revealing yourself in the lives of children. Lord, open us to your presence that we might truly encounter you in a life-changing